We're going to quickly go through a swing clip from YouTube. I'm going to try to post the link in the description of this video, but just being able to kind of get through it, I kind of had hunt around, found one of kind of slow motion. It's an extremely good video. I'm also going to try to link Barry up to this too so we can see some similarities. And this basically comes from an email that I got having to do with John Kruk and talking about, Pujols' swing and, some of the other swings that we see in Major League Baseball and how there's some differences, some of the things that people do different. And, it came from one of the dads, of a student that studies with me. And, for me, I need to really make it absolutely clear that basically as you get better, as you move up and you're facing kids that are better trained or are more dedicated than what you might be finding at the level of play that you're playing right now, the biggest secret to hitting is that there is no secret. And as simple as we can get it is the better you're going to do. We're talking about just over the blink of an eye to create an efficient swing, a simple but efficient swing, sometimes called simple efficiency. And, it's some of the stuff that we'll look at. So without too much more of a type of introduction thing, what I'm going to do is, basically kind of run this through and try to just point out some stuff that makes sense. One thing that's really good to watch on Bryce, and this is, Bryce is using a metal bat here. I'm going to freeze it right there. Using a metal bat, he hits the ball 502 feet, and obviously the metal bat plays some role with it, but he's 16 years old, so, what role it plays, who cares? I'm going to be real honest with you. Who cares? This is just tremendous movement. There's lots of, basic, simple things. And so if I could slow this thing down even more, I don't know how to do that. I kind of really wish I did, kind of like TiVo this thing somehow and then put it into super slow. But what I try to do is just, kind of frame by frame it. But what we have held here is kind of right at the point, where he went from load to unload and then into contact. And so I'm going to try to back this up kind of one more time and let it get to the part where it was playing that slow motion. So we go from basically talking about from load to unload. We're talking about watching the barrel kind of, move out into the stride with the mass of the body. Watch the tip of the barrel tip towards the pitcher. And then right at the moment where the front toe gets on the ground and his rotation takes the front heel into the ground, brings the back heel up, you'll see the direction of the bat going the opposite way, back towards the catcher. And just notice how, the mass and the length of the bat are really linked to the center of rotation so absolutely closely. And it's phenomenal to watch Bryce kind of create this. It's also, nice to watch Bryce, how I'll back it up even a small bit more, and we can kind of watch that single tap that he's so, kind of infamous for, which he doesn't do here. But we take it through and, okay, sorry about that because I was kind of watching the tap or whatever. Usually the tap happens right at the top. So anyway, so I'm going to frame by frame this as he goes into kind of load, and all we're looking for is the bat to tip the opposite direction. Still going into load, kind of over the center of rotation. Still going over the center of rotation, still going over the center of rotation, still going over the center of rotation. And very, very quickly, if you notice, there's no rotation of the middle. There's none of that going on whatsoever. Notice kind of the pelvic loading that's going on in the back hip. Watch the front, leg creating that blocking, loading type motion in the pelvic area. This is unload right here. This is where the unload is going to begin, and we'll begin to see the middle come through, the back heel come up, and the bat begin to go the opposite direction, which we still don't see yet. It's kind of, this is there. And right about right now is is when we start to see the middle come through and we see the action of the barrel turning down and through. So what I want everybody to really notice, what's so good to notice, is how close that the bat is to the body. And when we talk about loading and unloading, obviously the better we can coil, the better something we can bring into the, to the center of rotation. The better we can coil this in. We sometimes talk about it being a tilted tornado. And as we turn through, it kind of sucks the knob, sucks the length, sucks everything into this center, into this tornado, and then on the front side just spits it out and spits out the end of the barrel. So now bear in mind, as Bryce goes through this, I can't count frames here. This is YouTube, so I can't go frame by frame. I can go click by click, and I have no idea if that's realistically grabbing every frame, but we'll kind of take this through and just notice how close the bat is to the center rotation. Notice how close it still is as the front forearm gets parallel to the ground. Notice the blocking action of the front leg. We kind of turn it through. We're coming into the bat lag position right now. Notice he's all the way up on the back toe, and he's off the ground right now. And I believe this is, I don't know who shot this, but you can't get a real good look at the barrel, but I believe this is bat lag right here. He's basically right at bat lag, the end of the bat pointed towards the catcher, and the foot off the ground. The foot, absolutely off the ground. Watch the blocking action. This is phenomenal, and there's so much to be seen through this, and it's a really good job. I'm going to save this. I think everybody should kind of watch it. I'm going to kind of let it go through a little bit. And like I said in the descriptions, you can go to YouTube and watch this and do the same thing and, really study it. This is phenomenal hitting by a young 16-year-old. Really, really outstanding hitting. So I'll kind of let it play through and then kind of be quiet. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this off now, and I'll see you guys later.